First of all, welcome in. I'm Donna Shealy, one of the producers of the show, the APL. And then these are the writers right here. We have Belita Simpson, who just came up with the concept. We're going to talk about how she came up with it and everything. And then we have Joycelyn Dingle on the end. She's also an accomplished writer and a co-writer on this project. So first of all, let's let everybody know how we know each other and how we kind of got together on this. So I'll let you all start. Go ahead and just talk about Hampton University. I can tell you that. That's where we started. But let's go from there in terms of...
So hi, everyone. I'm Belita Simpson, ATLian, live in Chicago, and have been friends with these ladies since college. So that's how we know each other, and we'll get into how the APL came up in a second. Turn it over to
I'm Joycelyn Dingle. I'm a writer of many years. I thought about the APL really talking to Naftal Johannes. That is how the script idea came up. Naftal is a librarian in Savannah, Georgia. She also went to Hampton University. And she would tell me these amazing stories that would happen, you know, at the library. And they were so intriguing. They were funny, very human. And I was like, no, you should write a book. And then I would talk to Belita while she was at work sometimes, and crazy. She's a librarian also of 20 years. And her most recent job, which was in Chicago as a librarian, she would call me and there would be an alarm or the police are coming or something crazy is going on. I'm like, what is happening, y'all? What is this? This is a book? What is this?
Yes.
And you know, I had a meeting with them. I was like, I think this is a script. And you know, the three of us had a meeting initially, right?
Well, you know, that meeting came about after I had the opportunity to be a primary subject in a documentary about public libraries. And so this, like,
we'll talk about that though.
Yeah, I'm about to tell that. So
tell that story.
This whole thing for me came about because while I'm working in Chicago, I get a phone call indicating that a well-known actress is working on a documentary about public libraries, and she's coming to my location and interested in meeting me and my staff, and possibly looking at me as a primary subject. And so that happened. I made a connection. It was when the actress came to visit me at work the first time. It was like the most exhilarating day of my work life. And I remember talking to Joycelyn about it afterwards, and she was like, well, I think that means you should be in production. And so I was like, you know, I never thought about production. You know, writing is something that I always toy with, but that's a thought. And so as I moved forward with working on this documentary about public libraries, I was totally intrigued and excited about the production work, and said to Joycelyn and Naftal, I think we should work on writing this thing. And that's how the writing started.
So we actually, you know, I started writing it, based on their stories, and then put it down for almost a year. And going through my work one day on the computer, I reread what we had written, and I was like, this is hilarious. So I called Belita and I was like, yo, we should actually do something with this. And I sent it to her, I sent it to Donna, and Donna and I had already been working on a script. And when Belita got it, she was like, oh, this is funny. this is really funny. And it really, I think,
It lifted my spirits.
yes, you got a spark.
Yeah, I got a
From the
spark.
seed.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, it really was a seed of excitement. And I had just recently left my job in the public library and was transitioning into some public speaking and creating a YouTube page, specializing and focusing on mental health awareness and advocacy. And then Joycelyn was like, I know you're busy with your mental health thing, but can you please just look at this thing that we started? And I was annoyed, like,
Like, I don't want to.
I'm busy. Like, I got my focus, leave me alone.
Right.
And then I read it and was like, Dad, she's right. Like,
Yeah.
this is funny.
Let's do it.
It's relevant. It's timely. And you know what? Maybe all of the things that I went through was building stories, creating an environment to be able to tell the story. So I'm trying to make a difference actually in libraries.
Yeah.
I can make a difference for libraries.
Absolutely, you can. Yeah, absolutely. So, what inspired you to set the story inside the Atlanta Public Library? Let's talk about that specifically, because we know that
Okay.
it's libraries, and she
Can I start?
was in library
You
too.
can.
But
I'd like to start with that.
we're talking about the APL, and for those who don't know, the APL
'Cause I don't even
stands
know if your
for
answer is-
Atlanta Public Library.
Well,
So-
for me, I came up with the name, the APL, because of the ATL.
Mhm,
I just love the ATL.
mhm.
And I was like, Atlanta Public, we should call it APL. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a play on the ATL. And to me, it's, the story being a mockumentary, it seems like the APL was just a dope way to kind of, let you know that this was in Atlanta. That's how that came about.
Mhm.
And to add on to that,
Mhm.
I formerly worked for the Chicago Public Library, known as the CPL.
Mhm.
And so here in Atlanta, the public library is the Fulton County Library System
Mhm.
and not the Atlanta Public Library System.
Right.
So there was an open opportunity for us to go ahead and play with the APL and use this as ATL. And I want to say, Joycelyn has mentioned mockumentary a few times.
Mhm.
And I talk about the fact that this whole idea started for me from a documentary. And a mockumentary is basically the cast of the TV series
Mhm.
acting in front of a documentary team that's filming them while they're at work. And this
Right.
is a workplace mockumentary.
Mhm.
So, it's a whole play on the whole thing
Mhm.
that occurred for me
Yeah.
in the library.
Yeah. Very similar to The Office. If
Mhm.
you've seen The
Parks
Office.
and Rec.
Abbott Elementary.
Yes.
It's that type of feel, as though someone's filming them as they're in their workplace. Community, I think that's one
Yeah.
too, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So
Workplace mockumentary, but from an African American perspective
Mhm.
in Atlanta.
mhm.
And I also want to say that, libraries, in public libraries, 20%, less than 20% are African American librarians in public libraries.
Mm.
We are a real minority in this profession.
Okay.
And so, someone asked me, like, how do you feel about is the APL realistic from a predominantly Black perspective?
Mhm.
And my answer to that is yes, because
Absolutely.
every public library that I have ever worked in has been predominantly Black in Atlanta and in Chicago.
Mhm.
And so the experience is real,
Mhm.
and public libraries and the experiences that you have in them
Mhm.
are very similar from city to city, from town to town. And so we really play that up and talk about all the weird and funny things that happen.
Awesome. Well, one thing that really stood out to me, and I'm just one of the producers on this, so, but these are the writers. But one of the things that really stood out to me was that this in the script is that the library feels alive. It's almost its own character.
Yeah.
So was that intentional? What does the library represent?
I think it was organic.
Okay.
But I'm glad you said that because it is a character.
Yeah.
Because that atmosphere creates a certain energy, you know.
Absolutely.
And for the patrons, but certainly for the people that work there, you know. And I love having the insider aspect from Valita and Navtal about how they feel about, you know, being in this space where there are all types of people.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, it's every walk of life. And so that's why it was so much fodder for, you know, to write around what they were talking about, you know. So it was, I mean, it was like, to me as a writer, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, and it's, you know, it inspired me. I'm like, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
This is many episodes. You know what I mean? This is not like, okay, we have a couple episodes we need to do. There are many stories.
The stories are rich.
Yeah, they're endless.
And they're unending. And the characters, the patrons, when you work in a public library, you get to know the regular patrons. You get to know the people in the community, the people who come casually, the people that come every day.
Yeah.
And so they become part of your ecosystem. And so the library, the public library really is like its own microcosm, and it's reflective of the overall community and the diversity in the community. And you have small business owners and the unhoused and story time going on, and parents in there with their kids, and they're all sharing the same Wi-Fi. And there's an intersection of, you know, the teen area and gaming and adult programs and crafts and the maker lab. So there are all these various things going on in the public library at any given moment.
Right.
And crazy stuff pops off all day, every day.
Well, it's a free space, right?
It's a free space.
People can come in. So yeah, it's a public place. Well, now that you've kind of entered talking a little bit about the characters, let's talk about the characters. And we're going to start off with the lead character, which is Camille. Okay, so let's talk about Camille. She's strong, she's smart, she's flawed, she's funny, but she's very real. So what kind of woman did you want her to represent?
So Camille is a very strong lead.
Say what she does.
She's the branch manager of the library.
Absolutely.
And so she is a graduate of 2 HBCUs, Spelman and Clark Atlanta. She's from Southwest Atlanta. She's SWAT. She's a Southwest Atlanta girl. And she's real Black, but she loves people. She's compassionate. She wants her library to be the premier location in the Atlanta Public Library system. And so she's very competitive. But, you know, she kind of gets in her own way a little bit. And she is flawed, but she's an impeccable dresser. She's super fly.
We love that.
She's super fly. She's a little arrogant.
She makes
lovable. She makes compassionate. She makes bold decisions. She's a mixture of a lot of women that I know. I would say, I mean, she definitely is based off a little bit off of my character as a branch manager, but I have also given her a mixture of a number of people that I know. And so she represents that strong sister who holds it down, who's lovable and compassionate and brave and bold and just an all-around badass.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful to see Black female leadership, especially on a TV show. I think that's going to be awesome in itself. And she's brilliant without being perfect. And that's realistic. People can relate to that. And she's the kind of manager who can correct you, and still make you feel seen.
Mhm.
You'll find that out about her in the show. That's the type of character she is. And so she makes a really great lead character.
Mhm.
But we got to have a supporting cast when you have a show. And so let's talk about some of the ensemble. You know, one of the strengths of the pilot that they have written is the ensemble. And everyone feels distinct.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So how did you approach building such a diverse group of characters?
Well, I think that, talking to Valita, talking to Naftal, Johannes, it is very clear that the unhoused use the library as, I don't know what they use it as, but they're there.
Lots of
They're a
Lots.
part of it.
Lots of
They're a
things.
part of
Anything
the
they
library.
need at the moment, it could be that. It could
Yeah,
be.
so their different stories really
Mhm.
inspired me, like using a little bit of each thing that they were talking about. But so there's a character, his name's Eric, and he has, mental health issues. They don't know the issues initially, but he is really, like, he feels like the APL, the Atlanta Public Library, is his place of business. That's where he works. That's where he goes to get on the computer. He has a specific computer he likes to use, and he's serious about it. And he is serious about the Atlanta Public Library as the place he goes to every day. And I think that's, we come from a comedic perspective from it, about that, but, I see that, I do myself, like the library, and it's a place where, you can feel like you belong without having to spend money. It's a free space. And that's one of the beautiful things about the library system in general. It is a free space for everyone, but that is what makes it such a great script. But Eric, to me, is Jonelle, who's on here. She read the script and she's like, okay, well, let me tell you something about Eric. There's something more to him. He's got something going on. Like, he
has a backstory.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what
He
she
does.
says.
He does. Everybody, all the characters have backstories.
They do.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
And so Eric is a regular patron that is not unhoused, but he lives in a boarding house. And so there are multiple characters. Let's talk about Sarah. Sarah is the children's librarian. She's a colorful, whimsical personality with colored hair. She's a white girl that is like a strong ally and down for the people. And she adds a lot of charm and sincere comedy.
However, when Valita was creating the pitch deck for the characters and how they would look, and she sent me the image of Sarah, I was like, the pictures that she created, she was very whimsical. It was a lot for me. I was like, would somebody?
Realistic?
Yeah, I was like, is that realistic? And she's like, yes. And then I was like, okay. And then I went on Lemonade. On Lemon 8, they have this girl. They have a lot of librarians who show you what they're wearing every day to work. But there was this white girl, and if she's not Sarah,
she looks just
she's
like
the
Sarah.
Children's librarian, and you were spot on about how we should present her.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love, because anything I do, I'm gonna research it.
Yeah.
And so she's like, this is what she should look like. Okay. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go and see for sure. And I was like, damn, she was right on.
See?
So I appreciate, the perspective of a librarian as a writer, but also just,
I know
really
the
paying
world.
attention. Yeah.
I know the
Yes.
world. I've
Yes.
lived in the world. I've in different settings for a number of years.
Right.
And so it feels so cool to be able to identify, like we have a character, JB Sack. Those ATLians from Douglas High School might recognize that name. It's a very dear name of a person that we love.
Mhm.
And this character, he is like the library town mayor.
Mhm.
He is
Building
the
engineer.
building engineer is his role. Our screen just changed.
Oh.
And
Our screen said we're done.
okay,
Vortex.
so he's a building engineer, and but he knows everybody. He knows all the patrons, and he loves where he works, and he gives a lot of comedy relief and
Mhm.
contextual background information
Mhm.
about what's going on
Mhm.
in the series. And so he's very lovable. When some people I've shared the script with have read it and they think of another character that they've seen on Abbott's Elementary, that wasn't intentional, but
Mhm.
I do kind of see some of the similarities.
Mhm. Mhm.
What other characters do we have?
You have Yolanda.
Well,
your
Yolanda's
girl.
from Brooklyn. Yolanda, she's very serious about her job. She's the assistant manager to Camille. And
Straight-laced.
yeah, she thinks that Camille is a little,
Aloof. Wow.
yeah, she doesn't always appreciate Camille's manner.
Extravagant.
And she, so it's a mockumentary.
Yeah.
So while she, when you're watching it, she's just very professional.
Mhm.
But when you see her confessional or, when she's interviewed, she gets very Brooklyn. She's like, yo, I don't like this. But you only see that in the confessional.
Mhm.
So I really wanted her character to show the beauty of a Brooklyn girl. And she, does that well. I can't wait to see who we cast for that. So.
Awesome. Yes. And we don't want to give too much away. So, we're just showing you that this script has depth. There's characters that all have a storyline and they all bring character and life to the plot. We also want to encourage you to write in the chat, make comments. You can have conversations in the chat. If you have any questions, you can talk amongst each other in the chat. We want to see the chat moving. So please do that as well. All right, so I wanted to move on because the script is funny, guys. You need to know that the script is funny, but it's also saying something at the same time. So how did you guys balance humor with real issues like mental health, bias, and access? And we're talking real issues, but it's funny. So talk to us about how you guys came about with the balance of that.
That was work.
That was hard.
That was
That's the hard part. It's not easy. Because from a humanistic compassion standpoint, there are a lot of hard, tough things that happen on a regular basis in the library and to pop off at any given time. And so creating a balance so that it is not dark and scary and ugly, but funny. Because I find myself, in the moment at work going through a time that might feel a little uncomfortable or riveting even, but then after the fact, once I've made it through the circumstance, it is quite funny. And so Joycelyn and I working together as a team, that has been really great because sometimes I'm like straight real serious and she like yo that's not fun. We gotta lighten it up and so it's been a wonderful dance, right?
Yeah, it has.
It's been a really beautiful dance of keeping it funny and light.
And also making a point.
Yes, thought-provoking.
Which is really important, especially to Valita who has lived this experience.
Right.
So, it's always, the dance is like, this happened. Okay, so where is the humor? And how do we create that? And without making too much light of it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the point across.
Right.
But also this is a comedy, and it was,
That's so funny. I think the people who are on Instagram, I think you're just seeing Valita.
forgot.
Oh,
It's
wow.
okay. It's okay.
Scoot over here.
If you go on YouTube,
we need a tech person.
if you go on YouTube, though, you can see all of us. But Instagram people, we're here. You just see her.
Scoot in here.
No,
so
because
Anyway,
we're
this is me. Oh, where are
See,
we?
there
and
you
I'm
go.
the one talking,
Okay, this
asking
is Donna.
questions.
See,
Okay.
now all
But
three
you
of
can
us
hear
are
us.
there.
But they can hear us, so they get the
Okay,
point.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh my
because there's
God.
17 people over there. Okay, so anyway.
I'm glad you figured that
I
out.
know, I was like, why is it just on her? Anyway, I mean, not that that's wrong. That's good. That's why you were in the middle. Okay, so.
It's the librarian.
Yeah, so Kierna asked a question in the chat. She wants to know if is it 30 minutes or is this an hour format?
That's an excellent question.
Mhm.
It's a half hour mockumentary series, and so 30 minutes starting out the gate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then Naftah, who is also helpful on this project, says, I'm so glad you all were able to bring this idea to fruition. Love it and love y'all.
Oh, we love you too.
Girl.
Mhm.
I love
so
you
much.
and I loved your stories. So that was a big part of this.
Great stories, great stories.
Mhm.
So let's talk about what the show is and what it isn't. For clarity for you all, this isn't a library show in a narrow sense. Okay.
Right.
So we don't want you to think, oh, it's just about the library. But how would you describe the APL to someone who hasn't read it? I've read it. They haven't read it. So if you had to, in a nutshell, how would you describe the show? Just real quick. Mm-hmm.
I would say that the APL is a half-hour mockumentary about public service in a public library. It's a comedy that makes light of the humanity and challenges and joy and humor that comes through the public library on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
And it is also thought-provoking, and it gives visibility to public servants who work in the library, but it also gives visibility to some of the issues that public libraries are dealing with, like banned books and budget cuts and the political challenges. There are attacks against actual librarians for doing their jobs. And so this is about visibility and awareness, but it's a feel-good show. And so I'm hoping that, culturally, it gives us awareness about what's going on and makes us want to become more advocates for public library, makes us want to become friends of the library. It makes us pay attention a little closer to what's happening in the libraries in our neighborhoods and in our communities. And it gives us maybe a little joy and laughter and humor and feel good sensations during, this time right now where things just feel kind of upside down.
Yeah, and that's kind of leading into my next question of why now? Why do you think this story feels so important in this moment right now? Especially libraries, because, some people may say, tell us the last time you've been to a public library in the chat.
I'm curious. That's a really
I want to
great
know the
question.
last time you were in a public library. We were just at the public library because we've been filming stuff. But I'm talking about just going to the library. I want you to put that in the chat. When was the last time you were there? And so why do you think this moment is good to have this story?
Well, go ahead. Well, I mean, for me, okay, I want to say two things.
Okay.
The whole ban on books it really upsets me, and I feel like this is an opportunity for us to kind of highlight maybe some of those books. So it's, we do have opportunities for books to be highlighted. Very simply, like, if let's say T.I. comes to the APL and he's checking out a book, and then we see the book, he's getting Between the World and Me for his son, and you know what I'm saying, or he's getting somebody's getting the autobiography of Malcolm X, or Assad, whatever, these books that are not, are trying to be banned. I just can't even wrap my mind around that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's an opportunity to, you know, do those things. I probably shouldn't even say that right now because we just do it on the low. But I'm just saying this is how I feel about it.
Right.
Like writing it, I was like, ooh, we can put between JB Sachs can be reading Between the World and Me. That's exciting for me. You know, so you know, and it makes sense here.
Right.
You know, so and you just see him reading the book. It's not like a big statement and a cartwheel. It's just that it's a dope book.
Yeah.
And we are, you know, it's that opportunity to you know, just let that cover of that book or somebody opening the book and having a conversation about something else, but you see that cover. There's this book, Turtles All the Way Down. It's about mental health. That's in the pilot.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, it's just, for me, it's just a beautiful opportunity to highlight books as well.
Yeah. I think that's going to be great.
That is great. I'm highlighting the books. I also like highlighting the humanity and the stories, the backstories of the people that work there. You know, we talked about the library being a character itself, but it's like a living organism, and so the staff are like the limbs of the library. You know what I mean? The patrons are kind of the heartbeat of the library, and they all have stories. The staff, the patrons, you know, the ones we see on a regular basis, the ones we don't see that often, the parents that are coming in because their kid has a big project. And so, but one thing that I want to just circle back, Donna asked you all to put in the chat, like the last time that you've been to the library. And this is a conversation that I've had, you know, with my colleagues quite often, is how we engage the library in the African American community is very different than the majority community, in that oftentimes we don't look at the library as this valuable asset where we can go and check out 50 books at a time for our kids. So we keep our kids reading through the week. I mean, there are some of us that do that, but the vast majority, we don't engage the library that way. We don't see the books always as a valuable asset to keep in the home, or we don't see the programs as an opportunity to get the kids engaged, or even to have some social opportunities, some social experiences yourself. And so hopefully the stories that we share in this series will just inspire people to engage the library and think of the library in a different way.
Yes. Just looking at some of the comments, you know, I'm glad this project is happening. Only people who frequent their community libraries realize how integral a library is. This is also a third space. There's a big moment to encourage third spaces, not that people, you know, live online. Third spaces, you know, first space is home, second space is usually work. And so it talks about third spaces. So it's really good. 2023, last time someone was in the library, you know, people say they go online, you know. Someone says they have two overdue books right now. You know what I'm saying? They got 2 books overdue right now. So they're like, what you talking about?
No fines. Most libraries have no fines these days.
Look at that, no fines. Come on now.
Y'all.
What did Naftali say about Eric?
She said, for people like Eric, the library is a place to be where they can catch their breath and not have to look over their shoulder for fear of being put out, like a restaurant.
They feel
comfortable.
They
feel comfortable. They know they can stay there and be there. That's
all
really
day
good. They can stay there all day.
Patrons come that are waiting when I open in the morning, and they are there until we leave. And they're there every day.
Yeah, someone's getting I can't see the name, but they're getting the last time they were in a public library was in December of 2025. Okay, well, that was just 2 months ago, because they're currently getting a master's in library science. For all the reasons Valita has mentioned. So very good. I'm talking about. And I really
Relita
think,
has. She has
and I
her
think that's
master's.
what this show is going to do too. I think it's going to open the door for more of that.
Mhm.
We're going to see more people possibly going into that. We're going to see books. People are going to be
That's
coming
right.
in. I just see that it's going to be doing that as well. So we want to close this out, but we want you guys to answer, ask any questions that they can answer. What character do you already recognize? Do you already know? Like Naftag, she knew who Eric was right away.
Mhm.
How do you see in your own? Who do you see in your own community that may be related to this subject? And what public spaces shaped you growing up? Growing up, did you have the library? I mean, I know for me, obviously growing up, we used it a lot. Especially when we were
Yes.
able to rent movies and
You can
music.
check them out, not rent.
Not rent because it's not
check them
Blockbuster.
out. It's not
Right.
Blockbuster.
It's not Blockbuster.
You check them out.
Donna.
And you can still check out.
You're not
DVDs
renting.
and
That's funny.
all of the
Set me
multimedia
straight.
things.
Yes.
They're available.
Mm-hmm.
They
Someone
circulate.
worked in the public library for over 10 years. Guys, I don't want to have my face up in the camera because then you'd be like, what is wrong? A teacher here. We need libraries highlighted in a major way. So eager. So this is what this live was about. It was to make you eager and excited about the show because we need your help. We want to make sure that we get this produced and so that you can watch it. So you can ask, oh, where is it going to be showing? Well, we got to get it produced. And so we want to put together a
6-minute short.
6-minute short.
And it costs a little money.
It costs a little bit.
And so one thing that creatives do is use a resource called Seed and Spark.
Seed and Spark.
It's for fundraising for creatives like us. And so we want to make a little 5 or 6 minute short, and we're asking people to make donations and pledges as little as $10
to 1,000.
up to 1,000.
Yes.
Keeping it real.
We don't have many days to get this done.
Yes.
So we need to get it done. And we really do need your support.
Jonelle or Krista, can someone put the link to the Seed and Spark in the comments for us as well? Please do that so that people can click on that, because if I do it, I might mess up something. So I don't want to do that. But if you could put that in there, we want you guys to go. Now, when they go to that page, Velita, what do they need to do?
So when you go to the page, there are a number of links where there's a story where you can learn more about the project, but there's incentives where that's where you go to make the donations, and they are in intervals of $10, $25, $50, $100, $250, $500, and $1,000. You could also make a pledge or a donation of any dollar amount that you want to make. If you want to do $30 instead of $25, you can do that by just hitting the donate button. You don't have to choose the incentive.
Right.
But the incentives are set up so that there are certain things that you will get based on the incentive level. And so at the $25 range, we do IG post, and then it goes up from there. So again, we've come together to share with you about the APL. I'm so happy that you've taken the time. We are so happy that you've taken the time to learn, to spend this time with us on this Friday the 13th. And we feel like it's a quite auspicious day, and it feels very lucky and magical for us this evening. So we're going with it, and hoping that you all are inspired to click on the link. If you're on the APL Instagram page, it is in the comments, or no, what is it called? The bio?
Yes, in the bio. Link is in the bio.
The link is in the bio.
What the IG is?
For the IG.
The IG is at the _APL _series. So it's at the THE _APL _series. And then if one of our friends will put that, or many of our friends, because we have so many friends on here.
Yes, we do.
To put that in the chat, and then that's the link is on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But you could, if you're interested and you don't see it and you can't find it, hit either one of us up and we can send it to you.
Yes.
But we've made it readily available on all of our Facebook pages.
I just put
And
the link to the
okay, great.
chat there.
Donna
too.
just put it in the chat.
And I'll do the Instagrams.
And thank you to everyone who's donated thus far.
Yes,
Yes,
thank
absolutely
you so much.
appreciate
We
it.
really appreciate it.
Mhm.
We really appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us tonight.
Yes, thank you all so much. We thank you all for putting this together. And we thank you all in advance for supporting and just being a part of it. And we will keep you posted on the progress of what's going on. And then we know it's going to be out. We know it's going to be produced. And so we know that you'll be able to stream it or watch it very soon. So keep your eyes posted. Make sure you follow and like the APL page. Make sure you like the Seed and Spark, even if you're just going to look and
Just
you're not
follow-
doing
yeah,
just
follow
Yes,
Seed
just
and Spark as
follow.
well. If you don't want to donate or
Right
can't
now,
donate right
that's
now,
right.
just follow the Seed and Spark page.
So the link is there in the comments. So just go there and yeah. And if you guys have access to us, you can ask us questions if you think of something later. But we thank you all for your time.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Love you
Good
guys.
All right.
night.
Mwah.
Happy Friday.
Peace.
Bye. Enjoy your night. Oh Lord.